All right, what's up, everybody? We are on, what is it, episode 21 now, I think, of season 4 of Attack on Titan, just coming off of the previous two, which have been absolutely phenomenal. It's kind of funny when you think about it, because really, the message that the previous episode conveyed can be summarized in a single word, and it's hilarious, or a single sentence, and it's hilarious when you think about it, because basically just what they said is like, yeah, we can now confirm Eren is actually the main character of this show. It's like, of course, I do that all this time, right? But you would almost feel inclined, seeing everything play out, to start thinking that, like, nah, really, like certain. Well, for me, again, it was the confusion of like, well, what was Grisha's role in all of this, right? And was he truly responsible for everything that's happening right now, the way Zeke put it, right? Or for me as well, that was another thing that I recently started thinking: is Zeke gonna actually be the one here, undoing what he saw as his father's curse or whatever, right? And locking Eren up there to actually go along with his plan and trying to execute on it. But no, in the end, it was always Eren. It always was. You know what I mean? And I feel like, yeah, again, it sounds kind of silly when you say it like that, but I think it makes sense though that, like, by all the story context that we dive into, it's very easy to get lost and to start asking questions about, like, okay, what's yeah, maybe, like again, maybe Aaron's role is in the end not as large here for the ending as it could be. But yeah, that being said, we're just gonna get into this new episode, which is called "From You 2,000 Years Ago," which I'm pretty sure is a very purposeful reference back to the very first episode, which is called, I think it was "To You 2,000 Years in the Future," right? And then this is "From You 2,000 Years Ago." I mean, I always figured that what that was referring to recently, I gotta say, now is like the whole story with Emir, the founder and stuff, right? And it's like, but the thing that I didn't understand was that I think it was said in the That Day episode, it was told to Grisha back then by his parents, right? That they talked about the story with Emir, and that was happening 1840 years ago, if I remember correctly. So that still leaves 160 years there somewhere. So what is that about, right? Like, I don't know. It's not exactly 2,000 years unless they're trying to just round it off or something. But I don't know. I always am very specific about the details, and this show is always very specific about the details. So I don't think that's just a simple, easy rounding or something, if that makes sense, right? But yeah, I don't know. What else can I still say, guys? It's like, I just really want to see how it all plays out. It's like we've gotten so much context, so many things getting filled in, questions that I had way back from the first episode. Like, what? Again, what was the case with Grisha back then, right? When he was taking over that founding Titan ability. One question that I still have that I talked about is like, well, how did he know that Reiner and Berthold were about to be attacking Saganshina, and like when he left, or did he not know that, or how did that exactly work? Like, it seemed like he did. Again, he got triggered by something that Eren said, and it was also talked about how the Attack Titan, I'm kind of going all over the place, but the Attack Titan is able to see visions of the future. So Grisha was always kind of steered by Eren in the future, apparently. Also convincing him to take the founding Titan back when he did go down into that bunker or that weird, cave place with all the frozen pillars or whatever. Well, I think it was more the crystallized stuff from Titans or whatever. But I don't know why I obsess so much over these details, but I'm very much like that too. It's yeah, it was Eren really controlling him all that time, right? And all of this, again, leads back to Eren. And that's, yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with it and what's going to happen now, of course, especially in the sort of current timeline, or if we're even going to go there now. I see by the quick little thumbnail here, even on Crunchyroll, that, like, yeah, I think what we're literally seeing in this moment is, like, Historia, even. So I feel like we're going to just, like, fill in more gaps in the timeline. And I mean Historia back in the flashback, with her, like new family or whatever, right? New family, like the mom that she used to, that walked off with her, right? And then they had, like, I think it was Frida come and visit her every now and then. Yeah, holy shit, guys. I'm just gonna get into this new episode. Of course, if you enjoy my reactions, you can actually watch me finish part 2 already right now over on Patreon. Everything is basically done there. In fact, we should already have started with the Attack on Titan rewatch series that I'm going to be doing afterwards. So episode 1 should already be up there for you to check out right now, which I think is pretty exciting. Yeah, and then we're just going to kind of go all back and see how everything kind of connected and how they planned this whole thing out from the start. And I say they, but of course I mean Isayama. By that, I still, have to just like give a huge hats off to him, because I can't imagine what it must have been like laying out this story, realizing from the get-go when you started with something so long ago that like this is everything that it was going to lead to. And again, I'm pretty sure that he wrote it actually like that, where he kind of knew the whole story in advance already when he started, which makes it all the more amazing how he was able to really push through with that and bring it to this kind of climax. And we're not even at the climax yet, you know what I mean? I mean, this is only part 2, and there's still gonna be a part 3, so I think in total we'll still have like, a good dozen plus episodes to go. I can't wait to see how it gets resolved, what's gonna happen now. Again, particularly right now in the current storyline, like, is Eren going to actually activate this rumbling right now? He did manage to free himself once again in that place where the paths are all kind of coming together, which surprised Zeke even. Zeke got kind of hit by reality, realizing that all this time it wasn't his dad that he should have been blaming or going after necessarily, but that he should have been much more concerned with Eren. So, again, everything is coming together, and this show is hitting its all-time high right now. I can't wait to dive into this next. And for now, the last one for me, coming off of this huge streak. It's a little confusing, of course, because it's a lot of information to process at the same time, but still, I feel like it was the natural approach to say that I would watch one more here. So we're just going to dive in, guys. Again, Patreon is linked on top of the description if you want to check those episodes out, along with OVAs and full-length reactions. And then for now, let's dive into this new episode of Attack on Titan. Okay, yeah, right back to the Titan fight. It is actually interesting to me how, like, he as the Attack Titan was in fact stronger than her. And was able to take her down. I wonder if there's a reason for that too, you know? Because you would expect that, like, the founding Titan was the most powerful of them all. Oh, so did, like, Eren maybe tease him that, like, the wall was about to be attacked? I hope he's gonna reveal it to us. And by the way, it's easy to not give it, or to, ignore giving it credit, but man, this music is so good too, man. Oh wow, yeah, he's literally instructing him to stop him. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was no point to it because he needed the royal as well. And was that then the walls being attacked or something? Or? That was the kiss he gave Historia, right? Okay. He's just back to being locked up. Oh. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, she's probably the only character that's still more influential than Eren, because Emir is where it all started. That's why I'm also just very curious to learn more about her. Because again, that's the real starting point of it all. Yeah, where does Historia come into all of this? Oh shit. Be like Emir. Wait, are we actually gonna see what happened? Wow, we're going way back in time, aren't we? The color palette is very interesting, how they all look so grayed out. Her village got attacked. And they were all enslaved. They all pointed at her. Oh, well, she probably did it actually, but... Man, that's so sad though, that like she probably feels very betrayed by her own people. Oh shit. Damn man, this is gruesome. Is this gonna be where she somehow meets the devil? Oh, like a passageway into the tree? Yeah, you might wanna hurry. Wow, once again, great visual there. She did not actually drown here or something as well, did she? Oh, wow. She just emerged as like the Titan. Holy shit, man. So they were the Eldians actually, those people who initially just wanted to kill her. What? Oh, she's sitting here just like Historia. Pregnant on a wooden chair. Why did she decide to fight for them, I wonder though? Or was it not her own choice somehow? Ah, so she married the king guy. So she was not royal blood herself, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh. Wow, literally sacrificed herself to protect him there. Why though?
何をしておる。起きよ。お前がやりごときで死なぬことは分かっておる。食え、娘たちよ。何としてでも弓の力
Oh
を引き継ぐ
my
のだ。
god, he cut her up into like the pieces that became the different titans.
マリア、ローゼ、
Oh.
シーナ。娘たちよ、子を産み増やし続けよ。娘が死ねば背骨を孫に食わせよ。その背骨は子から子へ。
How did the 9 titans get originate? So wait, so her daughters were actually called Maria, Rosa, Sheena? Oh, this is her constructing the wall with that same sand that she used on. Dude, this is all so fucking genius, dude. Who could possibly come up with that? Man. How much fucking weed did this Isayama guy do? No offense, but like, this is crazy.
我が世が尽きぬ限り永遠に。終わりだ。お前は奴隷じゃない。神でもない。ただの人だ。誰にも従わなくていい。お前が決める。
Yeah,
決めるのはお前だ。
I had made the connections in my head already with like her being a slave.
やめろ。待っていたんだろう。ずっと。
Waiting this whole time to be freed?
2000年前から誰かを。
Oh. Man, this is just getting batshit insane. Oh, she just fucking revives him. So really it was Eren she was waiting for. And Zeke, yeah, he was just royal blood, but the royal blood are responsible for making her a slave in the first place. Oh, this is the rumbling just full on getting activated, isn't it? Wow. Wait, what? How long is this episode? Okay. I was gonna say, this can't be the halfway point. No, we have a couple minutes only. Oh man, they're all just witnessing it happening. What the fuck? That's Eren now? Yeah, failed. It's all coming down. He's crushing the whole world. Oh my god, now they can hear him. Yep. Yep, this is literally what I had figured. This is, yeah, I have no words, man. Fucking hell. You couldn't find a single word to just, like, describe how great this was. Unseen. Like, I could have never figured how good this was going to get. Fucking hell, man. Okay, guys, let's go to the review. Guys, I was literally sitting here thinking how I was going to start off this review, because it's like, what words can you use to describe what this episode did? You know, what can you say that you didn't already say in the past? What can you say that you wouldn't rather actually save for the very end of the show, maybe, or something, right? But this episode, probably the best thing I can say about it is, like, to me, and, you know, I don't know. I mean, it was already confirmed how this was going to be, you know, one of, if not, it has to be just the, like, greatest story that I've ever witnessed, in all honesty. And, you know, like, I've had favorite... This is the thing. This is kind of like the conversation that I wanted to save for when I would finish the show. But I'm just going to have it now, because I feel like this is the episode that warrants me saying this. Like, I was going to say about, like, how I have my own favorite shows and movies and games. And, you know, I love all of those, especially, like, for you know, I don't know if I really should get into all of this right now, but, like, my favorite TV show is Breaking Bad, right? And Better Call Saul, that universe. My favorite movies are Lord of the Rings. My favorite games are the Uncharted games. Those have always been sort of my holy trinity of entertainment products. And why do I love those products so much? They all have something in common, which is that I feel like the storytelling there is just absolutely phenomenal. It's so natural. It's so character-driven. It's written so consistently, if that makes sense. But this story, nonetheless, is something else entirely. And it's honestly of a greater, like, level than those products are. I have to just make that confession, and it feels like I am betraying my past, or I am betraying my favorite franchises, literally. For you know, some of them, like Breaking Bad and Uncharted, I've been a fan of for over a decade. Lord of the Rings I've been a fan of since I was, like, a kid. And that's not in any way to discredit them, because they're still just as amazing, obviously, as they are. But, like, this is just, yeah, again, story-wise, this is of a whole different level. Like, a story like Breaking Bad, what's so genius about it is the fact that it is actually, somehow they are able to keep writing more for it and make it all connect to the past. And that's actually, like, a huge achievement, because, of course, if you do plan it out in advance, you actually are able to think things through a lot more, whereas if you do write it more naturally, and then you can't go back and change something, you can't retcon something, right? And so Breaking Bad, for example, never does that, and that's what's so great about it, how it never retcons anything that happened, but it manages to write more for it and still have it make so much sense. And so with this, actually, it being planned out normally would be sort of like a detriment, I feel, to it, or, like, you know, well, that makes things easier for sure, but still, for as large and complex as this story is, having it all laid out like that, just the scope of it all is what I'm saying is, like, greater than any story that I've ever seen. Because all of this whole show, it's not just great character dialogue and, like, therefore, like, people that you warm up to. It's that too, but it's especially just a bunch of story context, right? And events and, things that just, like, again, story events that occurred and whatever, right? And now you get this backstory for Emir, for example. Like, that had to have been thought out in the past already. Otherwise, things wouldn't make sense anymore. It's like the scope of it all is so great. It's unseen. I've never witnessed this ever before in the past, and it's what I will be remembering this anime / manga, whatever, right? For eternity, basically, right? For as long as I live, I'm sure. It was just absolutely phenomenal, and I should probably actually, like, start talking about what actually happened in the episode, right? But I'm still, you know, obviously I'm still having some questions are still being raised in my mind. So, for example, like, the one we saw Emir's backstory, right? And so Emir, she grew up actually in this as a slave, essentially, for the Eldians, right? That original tribe that we saw there with this king, those were the original Eldians. She herself, I guess, wasn't an Eldian then, right? Like, she was just, I don't know. I mean, she was just from some other faction. I don't know if she was, like, a Marlian originally, or if she was something else entirely, or maybe she was Eldian, but, like, a different sub section, whatever. I don't know if I should be thinking too much about this, but like her tribe got attacked. Her tribe, basically a bunch of people got killed. The rest were enslaved. She was part of that. So she then got betrayed by her own people as well, which was very tragic, actually. Like, they all pointed at her for freeing that pig. And we didn't actually get to see if she did that. I feel like she was the one who did it, probably, right? But still, it fucked her up big time, I guess, because everybody was pointing the finger at her. And they were just, like, not willing to, make sacrifices for their own people, I guess, or something, right? I mean, I don't know if it was warranted to think that they would all be willing to just lose an eye just for her not to get killed, but you know, I mean, it's still it's fucked up nonetheless, I guess. And so they end up actually chasing her down, and you know, like they free her, but they have people literally just like go after her with horses to kill her. You know, that's like the weird shit that they used to do back in the days, I guess. But And she somehow finds this tree, right? And so she falls into the water, and there's this weird, you know, this is where it kind of gets spiritual. There's this animal or whatever, right, that I guess represents the devil or something. And like, so she makes a deal, I assume, there with the devil. Or that's the moment where that happens. It's that animal that touches her where she's able to, then, I mean, she turns into that titan. Now, the weird part to me is like, she actually, as a titan, starts still fighting for these Eldians and for this king. And the king even kind of talks about, like, the king talked about it in a way, I don't know the exact words anymore, but like where he had this all planned out. And that's actually what I wonder about. Like, was the king expecting this of her, that she would be doing this deal with the devil or whatever, right? I hope we get even more context for it in the future. But even if we don't, it's fascinating. And it's I do like sometimes, I mean, I do like sometimes when they leave certain things open-ended, but the most important questions definitely need to be answered. But I feel like with this show, everything seems to be getting answered, so I feel like we'll probably get answers for this too. But then suddenly, oddly enough, she still ends up being a slave for them, right? Because they just use her to crush their enemies, which is Marley. And that king literally thanks her by saying, you can be my wife now, or whatever, right? And we can have children or whatever. It's so messed up, honestly. But she seems to be just doing it willfully. And all this time, maybe she was just waiting for Eren to free her. Because, I mean, that's what Eren's whole narrative has been about, right? It's like to free people from being slaves. And this is exactly, it makes so much sense once again how, like, she was trapped there with Zeke, and Zeke thought that Emir was going to be on his side, but no, he wasn't, because Zeke was actually just royal blood, and he just reminded her of that king guy who she was, I guess. Again, I still wonder if, I don't think she did it willfully, but she still was a slave to him. And Eren is the only one here that's freeing her. And in the real world, or in the real world in this show, what that translates to still is that, the plan that's being executed is the plan that I feared a couple episodes back when I started this streak of 3 episodes. Is like, Eren really was just going to crush the whole rest of the world and make the Eldians the only ones still there. But again, like, that does make me piggyback to the question of, like, why is this Emir okay with like Eren still keeping the Eldians then alive or whatever, right? Because I feel like she would still be against the Eldians in itself as well. She just wants to be freed. Maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she would be fine with the Eldians still being there as long as she gets to be free then or something, right? That might actually be it. I don't know. Super cryptic, but and like plenty of questions still there, of course. But holy shit, what an episode! Easily, I don't know. I mean, right now I would think it might be my favorite that I've seen of the whole show. But it's definitely, with time I might be able to put things better into perspective. But it's among the best, that's for sure. I loved it, guys. It's again like I'm trying to always pull out so many words out of my head that I can use to sound original while still saying what a fantastic show this is. But I think you all know that, the best thing to just say is that, like, no words can praise it enough. That's just what it comes down to. I can't wait to see where this all is going to, end up. And it's kind of crazy to think that, like, this could have as well been a like the finale of the whole show, to be honest. Like, Eren is just using these titans now to destroy the rest of the world, and Ymir is going to be free, and that's it. But we're not even done. We're still going to have like what is it, 7 episodes here coming up, and then a part 3. So yeah, where is that all going to go? Who knows? Guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Of course, should you already want to watch and finish part 2 along with me, you can actually do that right now on Patreon, which is linked on top of the description. Over there, we've even started the rewatch reaction series already with the first episode. So go check that out if you want to, along with full-length reactions and OVAs. And then for now, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.